And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Assuming this is regularly scheduled. It's not. It is worked at a constant pace in between real life things. I don't know why there's a dragon file in there. I didn't spot any goddamn dragons. Welcome back to Duke Caribbean. Life's a Beach. Featuring Son of a Beach. No. Yeah. It's funny because Baywatch, when David Hasselhoff was in it, I'm pretty sure he was 40. So that was the joke. It's like, look at this young guy. It's like, I'm 40 years old, guys. It's like, huh? Is David Hasselhoff some sort of elf or folk or whatever? I don't know. A fullest house that you've got. It's all completed with all those things that we're doing. All of the things that we do. Welcome to Mr. Splashies, aka my favorite level in this set. Can you guess why? I'll give you a hint. It's an amusement park with a bunch of water in it. This level is great. Yeah. Mr. Splashy, the splashy frog. Now, if you look here, you'll see the origins of Pepe, or perhaps Pepe's grandfather, or Pepe's father, some ancestor of Pepe, the frog. Possibly related to the Warner Brothers frog, possibly related to that Smack'ems. Smack them. And here you see a police chasing that frog ass. Oh yeah, frog on pig action. So not only are we going to go on these water rides, every last one of them, we're also going to, like, look around them, as in go off the beaten path of these water rides to see what the hell's going on, or to find extra stuff, mostly. Oh no, secret alien eggs are in my water park. Damn it. Do. How did he know? At least I'm gonna get the voodoo ring soon, maybe. Guys, where's my voodoo ring? Welcome to Tadpole's Wild Ride. The ride never ends. I hope it's next to Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. The ride never ends. Oh man, who's up for some like roller coaster tycoon? Not this guy, actually. I'm not that big on that genre, even though I like roller coaster tycoon. Any, like, strategy, or, well, not any strategy, but, like, planning financial game I don't exactly care for. Not that's a bad thing. I watch Ambiguous Amphibian for that kind of stuff. Since I know it's not my genre, but, so I like to get insight on things I don't like. Okay? You never know when it becomes useful. You never know. Trivial as it may be. You hear that sound? That's the sound that goes off in Episode 2, Duke Nukem 3D, when you're approaching the Black Monolith. Yeah, so it's a bit Odysseus up in this joint, up in this groove joint. Do. What are we doing? Oh, I'm putting my thoughts in my head. Somewhere behind the fire is where we manage this shit? Okay. Yeah. Where we watch it all happen. Why do we keep putting Octobrains with the alien eggs? Is that just a trope? It's not as if the enemy placement has to coincide like that, but it keeps happening. I guess I noticed this pattern too much. Mr. Splashy's super happy fun water park rides. The pool. Is that what that was? Just the pool? Yeah. I've been to a few wet and wild parks in my age. I went to, what was it? What was it called? Oh yeah, the Land of Make-Believe. That's a water park in New Jersey. Somewhere. I've been to a number of times. Of course, the most interesting ride was the one that was not a ride. It was just quick transport, and they called it the Lazy River. Basically, there was an ongoing current that would carry you along while you're just like sitting there in the water, just chilling out. I kind of liked it. I think it's much better than those horizontal escalator things in the planes that don't even take you upstairs. Just be like, oh look, an automatic river current that takes me where I want to go. Guys, I need to go to the bathroom. Hold on, let me just sit in the lazy river for a minute while it takes me right to the porta potty. Awesome! Yeah. I don't remember if it was there, but I remember one of the toughest rides being known as the Royal Flush, and I never wanted to get on it. And I'll tell you why. I had some problems with being underwater, for starters. But the thing about with big amusement park rides, I don't mean just the water. It's just that, you know, you're really high up, and vertigo can really hit you like a truck. And my body does not like being whirled around like that. Basically, it's not so much the fear as it is the insides becoming my outsides. That's the real problem. I'm afraid of vomiting in the amusement park. That's what I'm actually afraid of. I mean, yes, heights too, because that's terrifying, but it's much worse when you also need to throw up at the same time, and then you're just like, I'm not having fun. Mr. Splash's Amazon River Adventure. Hopefully we'll meet Jill of the Jungle. If he's around somewhere. There's an octobrain behind me, isn't there? Okay. Mr. Splash. Yeah, this is a good episode. This is a good video to talk about my water park experiences. May as well keep doing that. It's on level, my friends. But yeah, anyway, this Royal Flush ride, you know, it'd be, you know, a lot of spirals and random things, and yeah, so at a certain point, I just have to hold my breath, and I don't know if I was comfortable with suddenly being ejected in the water, having to hold my breath, but also, that was a very deep ending, like, I think it's like 20 feet deep or more, so, yeah. So, in combination of you possibly throwing up from being up so high and twirling all around really fucking fast, you had to worry about breathing underwater and hoping that it was not too deep for you so that you wouldn't sink, and you'd be like, well, shit. And when you're a skinny lad at that age, you're like, nope. Yeah. I have been in a log flume. Somewhere in San Antonio. Yes, I've been to... Yeah, that's right. I've been to SeaWorld, actually. I don't know if I still have that picture of me posing on top of the fake Shamu cutout or whatever. I might. You'd have to ask around. But yes, I did enjoy Shamu, the killer whale. Yeah. It's too bad, because whenever I went to San Antonio, I got sick pretty fast. I don't know. Look, man. I'm not physically put well together. I make up for it with my brain in the jar attitude. It's like, maybe I can't move as well, but I bet my brain can work around that. It sure can. That's why I admire people in wheelchairs, because just like, they have life figured out. They use machines to move around. That makes them cool. It's a different when you have like other problems, like, oh shit, we're gonna need technology to see. Put these laser goggles on. It's like, or something for hearing aids, like, oh, well, I don't know about curing blindness, but I think we're pretty on the road for curing deafness, so to speak. At least if you're not completely deaf, we are. Yeah, if you're not completely blind or deaf, we got ways around that. Yeah. I saw this, I think I followed this, I don't know if followed, but I watched this one guy who not only plays videos all blind, but he's also like, he also keeps well, as in like physically fit. But yeah, he manages to play Ocarina of Time without being able to see. I'm like, this is what a blind Let's Play is really about, isn't it? And just so you know, here's the other reason I mentioned blindness, is that I believe there is an application in order to do some sort of sonar function into Doom maps. Definitely at least for Wolfenstein. But for like Doom maps, so you like hear like echolocation like a dolphin where you are at all times when it comes to pretty much anything. Within a certain range, of course, in order to keep it fair. So you use that, you just use your ears in order to navigate and play the game. And I thought that was I don't know if that's... I think it might be a thing. I'd have to look it up, but I think that's one of the coolest things is trying to adapt video games that are popular into ways for other people who normally would not be able to experience them. It makes me proud to be a human being.
Shoot those sharks in those water parks, and I shoot those sharks. I mean, you'd have to trap around this. This is the most intimidating ride in this level, but yeah, you'd have to go under there in order to get that key. I can't exactly ride it yet because I have to come back with the yellow key to actually open up the rest of the ride. Then we'll have some real fun because that'll be the big one.
Time to crash this party.
Why do I have to manually walk through the waiting line front and back? God damn it. This is the part where you insert a teleporter. Shit. Cause I know we're going to the Amazon River Adventures. Yes, I am into Ladies of the Amazonian build. Why is that? Because I think as the Klingons do. Any more questions? Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. It's one of those things where you, like, have 4 people in the tube holding on in the center. Like in, like, a round, like, floatable raft thing. Okay. Sure is a lot of, South American reference in this mod. Actually, that shouldn't be surprising. Yeah. It beats all the things I play having Egypt in them. Let's have South America for a change, you guys. Guess if I want more of that, I'm gonna play some Donkey Kong, but, you know. Oh, but yeah. So if the Donkey Kong Country's serious, I've never figured out if to decide it was gonna be about Africa or South America. It's kind of both. It's kind of like when you have a desert level in video games. It's like, we got a cactus and a pyramid. Which desert is this? I don't know, but there's cowboys in the pyramid. There's cowboys looking out for those Egyptian artifacts. As well as that one South American desert, which for some reason is next to the beach, but because, you know, yeah. Well, I took this, like, elective class on world design, and he was pretty explicit about explaining how, using his knowledge of geology, how a certain continent would make sense in a certain way. But it was also for another reason. By the way, I was like one of the few people who actually had their continents scaled correctly to actually fit on the planet he was thinking about. So there's a few big continents, and then the rest are little tiny things. It's like, oops, you didn't size your continent correctly. Now you're just a fucking island nation, idiot. I think it was my... Oh yeah, I think that old dude was like my introduction to Dungeons and Dragons too, if I remember right. Yeah. I mean, it's not as if I'm a natural tabletop gamer. I can get into it just fine. It's just I prefer video games a whole lot more. But also, like, I understand that tabletop goes a lot along with video games, much how pinball does. Or it's kind of like how bicycles go along with how cars. It doesn't make the bicycles obsolete, and tabletop is not obsolete. And learning about the history of D&D gets you some insight into other genres. As it turns out, RPGs and first-person shooters. If you believe that or not, that's up to you. But yes, Doom can owe a lot of its existence due to them running D&D campaigns. Like, for real. Oh, and Quake is made by a guy who's really into tabletop. Was it Sandy something? But he has this, like, Call of Cthulhu game, and Quake gets its inspiration from that a bit, I think. To some degree. I don't know how much, but to plenty of a degree. As for Duke Nukem, I don't know. Everything I hear about Apogee 3D Realms is that they're always trying to have a good time, and, you know, since id is now owned by Bethesda and Epic is, well, an epic pile of turd, and what other, like, company was known for making old first-person shooters? I don't know. So, really, you just have Apogee 3D Realms being my favorite video game developer of all time. And then they will remain that way. I mean, yeah, you could say Nintendo, but there's a lot of reasons you wouldn't want to exactly work for Nintendo. But I could think of every reason to work for Apogee 3D Realms. At least I hope so. Except I heard they're now kind of owned by a Slovakian country or something. Yeah, I think they're owned by a Slavic country now, and I'm confused about that. Like, how that happened? Was it because they just needed the money and they were bought out by someone? But, like, dude, Ion Fury. Also, guys, when are you gonna finish? Excuse me, throat scratchy. When are you guys gonna finish Wrath Aeon of Ruin? I've been waiting on that forever. Yeah, Wrath of Aeon of Ruin is still in early access, and it's been like years. I just want to know. There's a lot of retro FPS games to fill the void in the meantime, but still, come on. I wanted something of theirs since Ion Fury, and that game is going to be it the moment it comes out. Also, congratulations to the Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition. So, if for some reason you want to purchase that for me, or, yeah, look to my wish list, because a good chunk of them are retro FPS games I like to play for my channel. I'm getting into some sort of community to, you know, kind of trade and kind of help out with other people who need games, and myself. I guess the next best thing would try to, like, lead, like, autism communities. Yeah. It'd be like one of those movies where it's like, alright, we get this special mentor to lead this ragtag bunch of weirdos and people who don't get along in society. It's like, yes, I am the mentor. Behold! You know. My imagination goes places. A lot of places. No one ever accused me of a bad imagination, ever. The trouble with having good imagination is sometimes you actually want to do something. This is a double secret. Although it really is just one. I can understand it being split into two, because then it would just... there would have to be overlap with the actual path you're taking, so they decided to just make it two. I don't know a safe way to go down there other than hoping I had a jetpack, which I didn't. Although when debugging these levels, I do have a jetpack. Yeah, when you debug them and raise, they just give you a jetpack, or I think that just happens in the regular game. So if you give yourself the equivalent of God mode, it'll give you infinite jetpack, which is perfect if you want to look around the level. Secret security, open the door that lies behind your dreams. Pixelated as they might be, you drop down the water and say cha-cha-cha. And put your snorkel on. Put your snorkel on. 2,000 pounds of bananas. Okay. A lot of bananas. Too many bananas. Yo, so Donkey Kong keeping a huge hoard of bananas, don't they ever go bad and spoil? Maybe that's why he guards them so jealously, because he has the only bananas in the world that do not spoil. That would make them more valuable. Except Donkey Kong Returns, where it's explained that... Oh, speaking of Donkey Kong. If I get some, like, way to work out... Well... I'd only emulate for games I already own on Switch, but, if I'm not doing analog recording, I'm gonna have to find some way to do Tropical Freeze recording, because I've already beaten the game. There's no reason I couldn't play it. Well, okay, that's why I'm discussing, because there is a reason. But there's no reason I couldn't actually play it again. It's just a matter of how do I record very recent console games. Well, okay, Wii U's not that recent, but recent console games are going to be trouble if they actually fit within what I like to do. And I can't actually record them because I don't quite have the tech on me. So, yeah. That's going to be a paddling and a problem. And we shove a bunch of rockets in your direction and we tell them, why did you have to cough in your video? Well, to be honest, I wasn't expecting it, and it's not like I'm sick. I'm definitely not. It just means I'm going to take a break in a little bit. I kind of expect the break to happen anytime now, because I'm probably going to have dinner soon. Do, put that snorkel on, and you shove it on your face, and you shove... Wait, is the triple poison shooter also made of H2O? What the fuck? Some very poisonous water. Probably came straight from the swamp, considering how the gun looks. Yeah. Okay, now, I've actually been to another water park more relatively recently.
Hey, what were you point that thing?
As part of like a family reunion. Anyway, it had it had this thing with the rising wave, or the rising waves. So basically, it just keep it's basically like a wave generator, and you just kind of ride them as they go up high, and you're like, woo! And since, you know, apparently I am tall enough to just go walk up to at least the middle of the thing, I potentially could have swam all the way to the end. I decided not to. I just wanted to see if I could just kind of just pretend I was jumping underwater instead, so I'd be on my tippy toes. But yeah, there's been one of those. Do. That's what we're waiting for. My favorite part of that park was the tube ride. I just like getting on my tube and being like, I'm gonna sit in my tube. Just like that one Game Boy game or whatever called Tubin'. Remember that? You don't? That's okay. I barely remember, other than the name, Tubin'. Cause I'm YouTubing, you know? Okay, this time you couldn't really prevent those deaths. Why are there like shrinker rays in that thing anyway? That's the real question. I like how it's perfect for dealing with the army that spawned behind me, was to have them all shrink. It's a pretty good thing that happened. Also, I just want to make a quick complaint. So, source porters, could you not make it so that I'm always running? I have a very specific reason for holding the run button. Okay? This is like if someone wants to mess with the invert controls because they fly planes. I'm like, dude, don't make it so I run automatically. That throws me off because I think I'm pressing the button to run, and then it turns out when I let go I'm still running. Or if I press the button, instead activates walk, and I'm like, no, I should not have to put effort into walking. That's all put into running, is you're putting effort in it, which is why I press the button. But okay. Mr. Splashy's the Splash Mountain. It's a ride with water. Splashy, the splashing guy, is a frog. A splashy frog.